Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Wesley McLeod, and I'm a member of the IASA's Diversity and Inclusion Committee. As we celebrate Black History Month, we'd like to highlight a successful member of the insurance community. Today with me is Mr. Robert Kilgore, Financial Reporting Director and Director of Reinsurance Accounting. Robert, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Wesley. Glad to be here.
Absolutely, the pleasure is ours. Robert, tell us a little bit about your journey into insurance and how did you arrive at your position today?
Sure thing. Like a lot of accountants, I started out in public. Specifically, I interned with Dixon Hughes Goodman in the insurance services group. So literally as a junior in college, I started out in the insurance industry. Luckily enough, performed well enough and the firm liked me, so I came back to work full time and spent 9 years in the insurance services industry. I've been with Arch Mortgage Insurance for 3 years. My current role, responsibilities changed a little bit, but still staying in the insurance industry.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as you think about it, Robert, what's been some of the keys to success for you in your career? What has guided you, as you've journeyed through your career?
Honestly, as an intern, I got a really good piece of advice from, my manager, then my coach, which was your goal is always to be working yourself out of a job. Then as an intern, that literally meant we need to finish this XBRL project to actually give to the client. But honestly, through the years of me working and progressing, that's been a really significant point and something I've taken to heart. One, it always keeps me looking for better ways to do my actual job. Automate the things that really shouldn't take as long as it does. Find a better way of doing reporting. Find a way to make the reporting more relevant so that you're producing less pages, but they produce more value. And then secondly, it's been a really good principle to always make sure that I'm at least trying to groom someone to take my current spot. What I found is that it's always helpful and it's almost always needed to have your current role filled and have those responsibilities taken care of by someone, that senior management feels comfortable with, so that they're comfortable promoting you to the next level.
Absolutely. That's some great advice there, Robert. Two things I take away from that is, one, the importance of being able to mentor someone to help and grow that person to fill the current position that you're in. And secondly, as you look forward in your own career growth and development, keeping your eyes on the proverbial prize to make sure that you're continually adding value to the process as you go along. Absolutely great advice there. And thank you for that, Robert. As you think about your career, and you look back to your career, what advice would you give someone that's starting out in the insurance industry today?
For someone that's starting out today, I would give the same advice I give any new staff member I have or anyone that's new to my team. The first, insurance is something that's never taught in school, so it's something you're always going to learn on the job. So take that first year and a half, and ask every question you can think of. One, it's going to be appreciated. Two, no one's going to expect you to have the answer. But three, even if it's just the answer is because the NAIC says so, you get that background, you get that experience, and you really get that true opportunity to absolutely learn something new. The second piece is something that you will hear from any senior management, but it's because it's true. Read the SSAPs. Insurance is it's special in the accounting. It has special rules. And what I found is that even though on the first go around, on the first read, even the second or the third, you're not going to pick up on everything, but really you'll get to the point where you're here you'll hear key phrases, you'll hear key words. You know, you'll have recollection when something new comes up in your company or in your engagements where you're able to recall, hey, there's some special treatment here. Let me go back and reread, or let me go back and refresh myself. Really, that's invaluable. No one's ever going to have an issue with you wanting to go back and make sure you get it right because, hey, we have a special pronouncement for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Great advice there. You know, Robert, you know, switching gears a little bit, any special hobbies or interests?
Big football fan, so go Washington football team. And then two, I like reading. I love reading. I don't do as much of it currently as I probably should, but you know, that's what happens during year end. But really, over the last few months, I've been able to reread the Game of Thrones series, which those books are amazing.
Absolutely. A great TV show as well. Any, you know, favorite quotes or, you know, quotes that you have heard?
Actually, speaking of Game of Thrones, there's one that stuck out the second time I read it, which was never forget what you are, for surely the world will not. Make it your strength, then it can never be your weakness. Armor yourself in it, and it will never be used against you. You know, that struck me just because of how true that is, you know, anywhere in the world, any facet of the world, right? It's saying, be comfortable with yourself, be okay with your condition, be okay with who you are. And eventually the world will become okay with that, or you'll become okay with the world not accepting it.
Some great advice there, Robert. You know, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today, and certainly appreciate the wisdom you've imparted. Thank you again for your time.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
All right. Take care.